Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Last Page podcast. We are your hosts, Mariana and Niki.
It's book club day. I'm so
Book
excited.
club.
Book club episodes are some of my favorite episodes because, well, unfortunately, we do yap for about 2 hours. We'll try and keep that to a minimum today. You don't
How
have
does
it
that
in you.
happen? Sometimes I'm like, oh, this book was so short, or this book was so easy, and
Yeah.
it's like, oh, 3 hours later,
Yeah,
perfect.
right. This one, though, I think we will have a shorter time talking about it because if you guys didn't know, obviously you do by the title and the fact that you clicked on this, we read One of Us is Lying. And it's like a murder mystery. So there's really, it's going to be more of a reflection as to how we
Yeah,
got to the ending versus, building up. So I think it'll be a little shorter, hopefully, than usual.
yeah, yeah, and we can give up like spoilers up front. I feel like we should just do that and let everybody know. And then if you want to go and read it, then you can catch up with us.
Yes. Well, yeah. So at the beginning of the episode, we'll just do a little yip yap chit chat. Get to know, not get to know, we know each other quite well, catch up. And then we'll let you know when we start talking about the book. So if you haven't read it yet, you can click off. But highly recommend. I really actually ended up enjoying this one a lot.
I know. I actually feel like throughout the whole book, I usually will go and like look up the ending, but
That
I
is
didn't this time, and I
crazy.
had to stop myself because it was getting really good, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna look it up and whatever, peace and love. But I didn't, and I'm glad I didn't because it was actually really fun.
I
Like
feel
it was
like,
fun to kind of pull things and be like, oh my God, is this gonna be important later? Like, should I
yeah,
be taking notes?
I know lots of foreshadowing and like sneaky stuff in there. And I was like, oh, somebody in Fable was like, when I read these type of mystery books, like it makes me think that I'm like a detective. And I realized I'd be a really bad detective. And I was like,
Oh, I
same girl.
know, I
Because I'm
know,
like, oh,
and it
it
was
must
also
be this. It must be this.
I take everything to heart. I'm like, oh, she wore a pink shirt on the day of the, and it's like
Yes.
that does not matter.
No. Well, and I become automatically suspicious of everyone, and that kind of stressed me out. Where if you go into Fable, you guys, and look at the chapter by chapter, every single chapter I was like, ooh, I'm suspicious of this. Ooh, I'm suspicious of this person. Ooh, I'm suspicious of this person. And it's like, girl, you're just naming all the characters.
You're
Like, it's not, you're not figuring it out. Although, we'll get to it, but I did say I'm convinced so and so, and so it was right. So,
Really?
yeah.
Okay, wait, I can't wait to get into it.
Yes, let's get into it. Well, in the meantime, I would like to show everyone my latest purchase, which would
I would
be
love to
my
see.
hoodie. You guys know that I've been really into the Boys of Tommen series lately. I love Binding 13, that whole entire series. Chloe Walsh, Mariana, you need to finish it. It's just so excellent and good.
Ah,
Um,
I know, I need to.
and
Maybe this winter.
yes, it's a good winter read, I think. It's very, it's in Ireland, so it's very like dreary weather most of the time. And
Rude.
well, that's how it is. But we do love their accents on the audiobook. Anyways, so I was scrolling on TikTok minding my business, and what do I see but this really cute sweater on TikTok Shop. One thing about me is I love TikTok Shop. I'm very much addicted, and you can buy stuff so fast on there. It is like one click and you're done, and I've never ordered something so
Oh,
fast. So let me just stand up and show you guys my sweater, and then I'll describe it for the audio listeners.
and you can post it on our story for the people who listen on audio too. That's so cute.
So cute. Basically, oh, I gotta sit back down in my chair. It's a light blue hoodie, and it's got this like pennant across the front that says Tommen, and then it's got a rugby ball, and it has 13, and it has like a little bow and little stars. It's so cute.
It's so cute.
And it was made
For
by a
some
small
reason, I
business.
didn't imagine their school colors to be baby blue.
No, I mean it's definitely a bit of a creative liberty, but I think they
Oh,
had other color options. Like I think the heather gray would be cute because it's a little more sporty, but I didn't have anything this color.
oh,
And I was like, I'm gonna branch out. So I will be posting it on TikTok if you want to go look and purchase. But I believe it is directly from a small business and not like some random
yeah.
bandwagon seller. So very cute.
Well, just like you, my mother is addicted to TikTok Shop. Things just
Is
kind of
she?
started appearing. Once I showed her how to, she ordered one thing, I think it was like slippers.
Oh no.
And then afterwards, like things started appearing and maybe like TikTok Shop. I'm like, oh my God, who gave
It's
her? Oh,
really
it was literally me.
dangerous. It's kind of like Amazon where it's like once you load all your info in there, you can buy with one click. Like it
Yeah.
is really dangerous. And they always have
I know.
coupons. I tell people, like, especially for makeup and stuff, is like Tarte specifically, I know always has sales, but really anything. If you want it at the store, just check TikTok first because the coupons are crazy. They've always
I
got
would
something.
never think to shop for random things on TikTok Shop, like
Dude.
like a knife set or something.
Oh, everything. And also so many big brands are on there now. Like Gap is on there now. Like I just saw Gap
Really?
does their hoodies. I think some bigger like purse brand, like I think Coach might even be on TikTok Shop.
Oh, that makes sense.
Like you can just
You know
buy
who's
directly
on
from the
TikTok
brand.
Shop that I see quite a bit is HarperCollins UK, the publisher.
Mm-hmm.
They always have like cute little videos.
Yeah. No, they have TikTok Shop for sure. It's crazy.
Dang.
So this is me telling you I love
I
TikTok
feel like
Shop.
you're really good though about getting like book merch and like bookish merch.
I do love book merch. I can't help it. I have so many sweaters and stuff that are like Fourth Wing related. I
But
just
it's
love it.
so cute. Like I'm the worst. I need to get more things.
We'll get you some
I guess I
stuff.
should buy more things, even though I just placed a big old Uniqlo purchase. Like, don't even ask me.
What did you get? Like the heat tech stuff?
Oh, I got more cardigans, you guys.
No.
I got more sweaters. I got sweaters and a new gym bag, and I got some stuff for Ben because his birthday's coming up. And then I got some trousers. Basically, we went in person, and I took photos of everything I wanted, and then I ordered it online.
Yeah, I mean that's another way to do it because it's like the sales are always better online.
Yeah, and I just don't want to carry things.
Yeah, true. Because you're in the city. You're a city girl.
Because I'm in the city. I know. That was like that in New York too. Like I just couldn't be bothered.
Yeah, I would imagine. It's like you
Schlepping.
need one of those little carts that people take around, like in the
Oh,
grocery
yeah.
store. That's so funny.
Yeah.
We went to a little
I would love
vintage
one.
mart this weekend, or a vintage market, like an outdoor one, like kind of like a flea market, and a lot of people had those little carts, and I was like, "This is
I
cute."
know. They're so handy.
Yeah.
Like I think we used to have one in New York. It was Lonnie's, but we all used it. And it was honestly the best thing ever for groceries. Like carrying milk, like carrying heavy
heck
things
no.
from Whole Foods all the way home. Like, no.
I can barely get stuff from my car into my house.
Yeah.
I'm weak, though.
Apartments are the same though. Because it's like
Yeah.
obviously my parents' house is just like you just park in the garage and then you unload everything.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, I wish I
I
had
miss
a
having
house.
a car. Ugh.
I know. I don't know. Think I would do very well without a car because one of my favorite activities is to sit in the car and rot.
I know. I do love that.
Yeah.
Or like eating in your car.
I
don't know.
love-
It's like something else.
Yeah, I love eating in my car.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Well, here I can eat outside, I guess. I
For
just have
then
to
when
eat
it's
at my dinner table.
cold. It's cold there now?
It's cold. We turned the heating on for the first time this weekend,
That's
or
big.
yeah, like end of last week. And at first we were like, oh my God, the radiators aren't working. Like we're gonna have to freaking figure it out. But they're caught up. I think they just were thawing out.
Are the leaves changing there? Or not yet?
Yeah, they've been changing. They've like changed for They've been changing. It's autumn here now. However, it's been so windy. Like
Ooh.
you know when it's like it's so bad. And so I haven't left my house really. I went to the gym this morning, but that's because I have to.
How's your back?
I wasn't going to talk about it, you guys. I literally was not going to talk about it.
The people
but
need
Nikki
to
just
know.
asked me.
We want to know how you're feeling.
I went to the physical therapist today.
Oh, you did? Okay, good.
Yeah, I finally went because it was kind of getting out of hand. And she was really great. And she basically told me, I went with my personal trainer so we can like adjust my program. But she basically told me that I don't have an actual injury, like a slip disc or anything.
Okay, that's good.
I just need to like strengthen the muscles around my like lower lumbar area. And
So
like
maybe you kinda
I
strained it?
think we talked about this. I like stand and sit like with my pelvis out and I need to like tuck it in.
The anterior pelvic tilt?
I know.
Is that what it is?
I know.
I've
Yeah.
been seeing that all over TikTok.
Oh, I remember that photo we have of you where you're like in Madrid. You're insane.
No.
You're in Madrid, you're getting ready in the bathroom and you're literally your
Oh,
whole
yes.
like you know,
My
yeah,
spine
that's
goes
what
like
that
this
is.
because of my
Yep.
big voluptuous butt is why.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Anyway, so she told me that I'm fine. I can adjust some stuff, and I unfortunately can't swim for a while. So
Really? I feel like the swimming
yeah,
would
she
be good for it. That surprises me.
I think she just doesn't want to aggravate it. So I'm just gonna listen to her. I'm not gonna keep going to her. It was just more of like lets you, if what's wrong, no, you're fine. Just like fix X, Y, and Z, and then come back whenever you need to.
Yeah,
Which I
interesting.
appreciate.
Well, that's good that there's nothing like major.
Yeah, but like, ugh,
Getting old is
man,
crazy.
I know. And she told me, she's like, um, she's like, how do you sit at work? And I was like, oh, well, we have a standing desk or we have this desk, whatever. And I was laying down and she like had me sit up and I go to like crisscross applesauce and she goes, oh no, you should try to like just make sure your feet are always on the ground. I'm like, I'm literally always crisscross applesauce,
Oh, me right now
like
with
on
my
my
legs
desk
tucked.
chair.
Yeah.
Yeah, she would hate that.
Ooh, interesting. Yeah, I need to kind of be better about the leg crossing thing. I've heard that it's not great to cross your legs, especially if you are prone to varicose veins and spider veins, in which I have both. So,
Oh, yeah, I don't have that, but anyway, all is well, you guys. Thank you so much for keeping me in your thoughts and your prayers.
yes,
She
yes.
said my hookers were fine to keep wearing and
Right,
just wear them
right.
out and about. And she did say that I should wear my flats only when I'm sitting down and not for long walks.
In which you have been wearing them for long periods of walking time, right?
And in which I have
Right.
indeed wore them for hours at a
You're
time. I
like,
did
but
tell
what
her
about
I
my
wore my
Dr.
Dr.
Scholl's?
Scholl's, but I know.
Yeah.
She said I don't give a crap.
yeah.
No, she said I should just wear my sneakers. Lame. No wonder moms are always in sneakers.
Low key, honestly, I get it. That's what I've been having to
Anyway,
do
I'm
for
annoyed.
when I go host my live streams. For 2 hours is just like standing there for 2 hours. And I need to wear my comfiest shoe because otherwise I can't do it. My back hurts and my
You
knees
should
hurt.
wear your Hokas.
I really should. I've been wearing my New Balance like dad shoes. Or I think it's New
Oh,
Balance. Yeah. So I wear those,
yeah.
but my Hokas I probably could also wear. Although ever since we went to Disney World and we did a lot of standing, I don't trust my Hokas for a standing situation anymore. Because my feet hurt so bad after Disney because we were standing in lines so much.
But that's because we went for 5 days.
Yeah, but even after the first 2 days, remember my feet were like killing me?
Yeah, my feet were killing me too, though, and I was in my hookers. Anyway,
Anyways, I
I'm an
guess you
injured
guys are very
soldier.
excited about all these things we're discussing, all of our
I
ailments.
know. Riveting.
What else is new? Really, I don't have much. I fear that, maybe I shouldn't even bring it up. I have only read one book this month so far, and it is this one. So, yeah.
Nikki.
But I'm in the middle of 3 others at the moment. So I will be, and I'm almost done with all of them. So I think then I'm going to be boom, 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 like finishing all of them. And then I'm going to get to do a couple more.
Okay, okay. I mean, I have read 4,
Oh, that's really rude.
but my goal is there's a few that are on my list, like Wild Card by Elsie Silver. I haven't read because I was reading the book club book, and that's on my list. I could probably read that in a few days. And I did read 2 of the books that I mentioned in my TBR last month, the people watching one, and if it makes you happy, and they were so good.
Um, is Wildcard the one that just came out?
Hmm.
Wait, also, did you see they're making Chestnut Springs into a show?
Yes, I saw that.
Yeah. Okay, we need to
Yeah.
discuss that, and we also need to discuss. I just sent in the group chat. The Housemaid trailer just dropped, and it
Oh my gosh, I
looks
haven't
really
seen
good.
it.
Have you? You didn't read that book, huh?
No, but I think I would rather watch the movie or the series than read the book.
Yeah, it's gonna be a movie. I feel like it's. I think you should. Well, I don't know. It is like it's a thriller, so there's like crazy twists and stuff. So maybe it is worth it to just watch. But I feel like you
Maybe
should
I
read it.
will. Okay, I'll think about it.
Uh-oh.
I want to read Silent Patient. I think
Dude, same.
I own it. I just haven't read it. I know.
I feel like the last person in the world to not read Silent Patient. Maybe we should buddy read it.
Have we not said that about literally like 20 books this year?
Well, I will say that one of the ones that we did say we were going to buddy read is going to be our next book club book. No spoilers yet. If stay around to the end if you want to hear what we're reading in October, but it's a good one.
I'm excited. It's on my list. It's been on my list.
No, same. Literally for like a year probably that I've had in my on my shelf.
Not that long.
Oh well,
Probably like a
it's
month.
going to be really good.
I can't wait.
Should we just dive right in since we think that this is going to be a long episode, and then maybe we can like hopefully not waste people's 2 hours of their time?
Yeah. Yeah, I
Fab.
feel like if we were to ask the people, they would say, wow, those are the best 2 hours I've ever spent
They
listening to 2
would.
beautiful girls yapping away.
They would.
But yeah, I guess we could just start it now and then we can make it extra long.
Yeah, I mean, unless you have any other updates, I don't really have anything exciting to share with class, unfortunately.
I have literally nothing going on.
Love. I wish I could say the
Yeah.
same. I've just been so busy that I feel like I haven't really been reading, and it's just been a lot of running around, you know?
Yeah.
Nothing
Well,
of
you're like
note
so busy,
necessarily.
and I'm like a big fat loser, so yeah,
Right, yeah,
that
we've
checks.
established that though already. Like we knew that.
That checks out. Okay. No, I'm ready to start because I feel like I have a lot of thoughts that I didn't put on the notes. We can just like kind of like talk through them.
Yeah, okay. So if you guys have not read One of Us is Lying, highly recommend exiting the chat now because we will be starting the show with an immediate spoiler of the ending. But go read it and come back and watch this because it was a very good book. I really liked it.
Yeah, I think if I
Quick
read
read.
it and then I knew like two really cool, like funny girls were doing a book club episode about it, I would like come and listen.
No,
So that
same.
should be you guys.
You know what I would also
Yeah.
do?
Yeah.
Like, let's say I was like, oh my gosh, I stumbled upon this like crazy good podcast called the Last Page Podcast. I would probably tell like everybody I knew. I would even
Yeah.
post like TikToks about it and stuff. So, you know, if you're like me and you want to share, we wouldn't be mad about that.
Yeah, or if you wanted to just share on Instagram, like, oh my God, look at what I'm listening to, like, we will repost you.
No, we totally will. And also, like, we might like cry a couple tears at home secretly. Like, I don't think many people have posted about us yet, but when they do, ooh, I get excited.
Yeah, I do too. Like, my heart skips a beat. Like, oh my gosh, I feel so
Oh my
special.
God.
Because, like, we're all special.
I wish I could give you each a little kiss.
I could go for like a hug. Like if nobody wants a kiss, like I will do the hug.
I'll do the kissing. You could do the hugging.
I'll do
Forehead
the
kissing.
hugging.
Forehead kissing, though.
The X's and the O's on me.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
Okay,
hugs and
let's move
kisses.
on before she starts singing.
Okay.
We didn't open this episode with la 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 la.
So you're freaking welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome, guys.
As you should
Enough
be.
of that. Okay.
Okay, we're about to give like the biggest spoiler of this book, aka like who done it,
Also, sorry, I keep
who
yawning. I'm
did
trying to
it,
drink my matcha.
who killed Simon. So if you are not going to read it, if you're never going to read this book, stay and listen.
No, don't
and then
even.
then you'll be like, oh, you can tell your friends, oh, I read this book, and then you like actually never read it. If you are going to read it, like go away right now.
Yeah.
Like literally leave.
Okay, tell us who killed Simon.
Okay. Drum roll, please. Tick, 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 tick. Simon
Killed
killed
himself.
Simon.
Yes. Okay. I just want to say this. I was hoping that this wouldn't be the case because I was like,
Yeah.
oh, that would be so dumb if it was just like a suicide thing, whatever. But the way that it was explained, I was like, oh, that was good.
Yeah.
So I was disappointed at first, but then when I heard the backstory, I was like, aha, got it.
Yeah. I think throughout the book, I was just really hoping that it wasn't any of the characters because I was
Same.
already starting to like them.
Oh, if it was going to be
And I was
Nate,
like,
I was going to
shoot.
be so mad because he was my favorite.
Yeah, like sorry, why is Nate like so cute and also an actual like problematic bad boy child that we all go after because everybody likes bad boys. So annoying. Such a cliche. Good morning, Nikki.
Guys, the yawning is unreal. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, that's insane.
No,
So
I loved
anyway,
Nate. Okay.
Simon did kill himself.
And today we're going to break down the clues. Kinda, because I didn't really figure it out. So,
I didn't figure it out, but okay. Well, I guess we could take a step back. And how we'll talk about it, we'll just break it up into the three parts that the book was broken up. Because I feel like in the beginning of the book, we kind of figure out each character and like their secrets. And then in the middle, it's like a bunch of nothing. And then in the end, it kind of all ties together.
well, it was
Unless you felt
also,
differently.
it was interesting because it was like we were getting secrets in the beginning and then we were getting more secrets. It was like there was the surface level secrets and then there was the deeper secrets.
Yeah.
And also we were
Yeah.
getting everybody's like trauma backstory of like why they act the way they do. So it was
Yeah.
very interesting. So should we talk about the characters, like set the scene?
Yeah.
Okay.
So go ahead, Nikki.
Oh, you go ahead.
No, you, please.
Oh no, you hang up. Nate and Brown. Anyway, okay, so basically it starts out right before detention. These 4 kids have detention, or 5 technically. We've got Nate, who is kind of this like bad boy. He's got his disheveled clothes. Everybody's a little wary of him. He's a drug dealer and on probation. And he's always in detention. They were like, oh yeah, he's of course the one you're going to see there. Then we've got Addie, who is just this like cute little blonde girl. She's dating a football player. She's there and she's just seems kind of stressed out to be there.
She seems kind of like clueless a little.
She's very clueless and just kind of like ditzy vibes. And then there's Cooper, who she kind of knows and is friends with because he's best friends with her boyfriend. He's a baseball player, and then her boyfriend is a football player. And Cooper is just like the star MLB bound baseball player. He's dating this girl, Kaylee, and they're part of the popular crew. And then we've got Bronwyn, who is this super smart, nerdy girl, valedictorian, Yale bound, intelligent queen. And then last but not least, of course, is Simon, who is also kind of nerdy, knows Bronwyn a little bit from like nerdy stuff. But then he also is the owner and the runner, like the one who runs, what is it called? About You?
About That.
About That. And that's like the school's gossip app where he runs stories on everybody. And I thought it was interesting the way that he avoided getting in trouble because he never put anyone's names in it. He just did initials.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting that the school let this all fly.
Yeah. I wonder if any of the admin was afraid that he would get dirt on them.
Yeah,
and so they just
probably.
let it happen. But he, one thing that they were saying about it as well is that it was always true. Like pretty much everything that was always published was true. So that was sort of the setup, and they were all there because the teacher, who's like super against technology or whatever, was he found phones in everybody's bags that they claimed were not their own. So somebody allegedly planted phones in everybody's bags to get them in detention, to get them in trouble. So that's like kind of was the setup of the scene.
That's how they all end up in the room.
Yes. And everybody kind of knew each other, but they weren't like all friendly with each other or anything. Just Cooper and Addie kind of knew each other. And then also there was backstory, like Bronwyn and Nate used to be friends when they were younger. Simon and Addie's boyfriend used to be friends when they were younger. Like everybody kind of has like odd ties because it's a bit of a small town just outside of San Diego. But yeah.
Yeah, it was so funny that they kept mentioning like San Diego and like getting on like whatever. I thought that was funny.
It was weird because to me, I kept thinking that it was set in like the South somewhere.
Yeah, I did too.
But then I was like, oh, this is literally like 2 hours from me.
Yeah, I know. I thought that was funny too. So that's kind of like how everyone ends up in detention. And that's the beginning scene where everyone is in there trying to figure out why the heck are we here. They figure out that they allegedly had phones that didn't belong to them planted, which is why they got detention from Mr. Avery. Every single one of them did. And so a few things happen in that very beginning part of it. Literally like the first 5 pages of the book. All of this goes down. So Mr. Avery, who's leading the detention, he's having everyone write paper. So everyone's like at their seat. Simon, all of a sudden, is like, Mr. Avery, can I get some water? And Mr. Avery says, okay, sure, whatever. Go get your water. Simon gets up, pours himself some water. And during all of that, there's a big crash outside of the classroom window. Everyone is kind of like, what the heck just happened? They get up, they go toward the window, and there's like a crash. A red car and a gray car crashed outside, and they're like, what the heck? Mr. Avery's like, oh, I better go see what happens. And by the time he kind of like is leaving, the cars have just left. They're like, oh, hit and run, but like weird. It was weird. Well, so that was kind of like, okay.
That's what they said, and then recognized later on is like the drivers didn't really get out, exchange insurance information. They just like crashed, sat there for a minute, and drove off. So that was automatically like, that's sort of weird.
Yeah.
So that was.
And then Simon goes to say like, oh, that was anticlimactic. And he's walking around with his water, and I kind of went back and I reread this before this, but he's like about to leave the classroom, but then comes back in with his water, and everyone's saying that he's like walking around holding the water, and then he says something along the lines of, what would each, like this is such a cliche, all of us in detention together, like what role would each of us play in this movie? And he proclaims that he would be the omniscient narrator, which is then brought back again at the end of the book, where it's like you're all knowing and you're kind of like playing with all the pieces, right?
Ooh, spooky.
And then he goes and he chugs the water. It says like he gulps it all in one go. And then he says like that tastes like shit. And then all of a sudden he falls to the ground and he starts wheezing and is basically like having a major allergic reaction in the middle of the classroom. Cooper is helping, Nate is helping, like the teacher comes back and they're calling 911, like everyone's freaking out. Simon is literally convulsing on the ground.
So scary. And when poor
that
Nate
would
was like,
actually freak me out.
oh, Nate's like, Cooper, get me a pen. He hands him a real pen. He's like, no, you stupid. EpiPen. Like,
EpiPen.
Yeah, I
like
thought
he
he
has
was
an
also,
allergy.
when he said pen, I was like, is he going to perform like a trach, like whatever? Because I thought he was maybe
No.
choking or something. That was funny.
I
And
thought
Addie
he was gonna
like,
write something down, like give him a paper, like he's trying to say something.
Yeah. It was like everybody was kind of useless, but like sort of trying to help. And then, of course, poor Cooper, too. Like, also, they're like, go get the EpiPens from the nurse's office, like, whatever. Couldn't find anything, came back. It was like the whole thing was stressful. So
That was weird to me from the beginning. Obviously, like a very clear clue of all of the EpiPens are gone.
Oh, yeah. It was
There is
foul play
literally
for
not
sure.
a single thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I did think it was interesting that all of these details that we were seeing from each person's perspective were not brought up and during the police investigation. They were just kind of like not saying anything. Which I guess I don't even know what I would do if that was the case.
I know. There was lots of secrets. And as we continue to find out, there was just secrets. But yeah, I mean, it turns out, obviously, they didn't get him to anywhere in time. So he dies at the hospital because of his big peanut allergy. And what?
His big peanut allergy.
Yeah, he's got a big peanut allergy, I'll tell you that much. You know who doesn't have a big peanut allergy? We'll talk about that later. Anyways, they figure out later, I don't know how soon later, that it was peanut oil that was what poisoned him, essentially, because he had a really severe peanut allergy. And so everybody's like, what the hell? Like, where would peanut oil get in? So obviously that combined with the EpiPens, combined with like the drama of it all, was like, okay, this is going to become a criminal investigation. I did think it was weird how the teacher was written off so quickly, which like kept kind of getting brought up as well. Because I was like, the teacher like had more opportunity to poison him than anybody else. Like he could have coated the cups with peanut oil before. Like, what?
I kind of thought that because he left while it all happened, like that was suspicious, and then came back and it was like, oh my God, like somebody get help. I also thought it was interesting that at one point later, I think it might be part 2 or later in this part, Cooper runs into him and he's like nervous and frantic and like holding a bunch of folders, and he just that scene was, I guess, to throw you off the scent, but like very suspicious.
Yeah, I was a little sussed out by the teacher, but then again, like I said, every single chapter I was like, this person is suspicious. I was convinced like Maeve did it for a while.
Me too.
It was just, everybody was I thought it was Kaylee. Anyway. Funny. So what do we kind of find out in this first part? Cooper was texting somebody who's not his girlfriend. Kaylee was kind of oblivious to it, so we know that he's texting somebody. Also, everybody in the Fable was like, it's so obvious that he's gay. I had no idea.
You're kidding.
No, if somebody hadn't, because once somebody said that, I was like, oh, yeah, okay, for sure. But if it had come out naturally to me, I would have had no idea that was a man.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
And they're like, Chris with a
immediately
K,
I clocked it.
and he's like, oh yeah, he's German. I was like, oh, don't lie. Like, you're talking to some girl named Chris. You just got Chris. Kitty, I am. But I was like, Chris, like he's talking. I kept thinking that him or somebody was doing something with one of the faculty members. I was like, oh, Chris is probably one of the school admin or something.
I kind of thought that too, actually, because then they started mentioning like a coach and then whatever. I was like, oh. I also thought at one point like the principal. Like,
yeah, well, there was something that somebody mentioned about like somebody going on a date at the same time. Oh no, that's my other book. Never mind. I was like, one of the teachers was going on a date at the same time that somebody else was going on a date, and I was like, are they dating together? Different book. Okay,
Yeah.
never mind.
Different book.
But I kept thinking that like some young hot thing, like the school secretary, you know, Chris was.
Yeah, or like the nurse. I kind of thought like the school nurse.
It's
Because
always
like she wasn't even there.
Yeah.
It totally could have been like a nurse.
Yeah, why wouldn't they investigate
like,
the nurse more heavily? Like, where are your EpiPens?
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. I think at first they were all kind of oblivious until they were like, wait, he had like a large amount of peanut oil. It wasn't just like randomly or whatever.
Yeah, it was definitely intentional. So anyway, so we find out Cooper's talking to somebody, Kris Jenner. We know that Addie like goes to the party with her boyfriend, Jake, and then TJ, who is like seemingly one of Jake's friends that she doesn't want to see. And I was also kind of thinking like, oh, something happened. I thought maybe he had, you know, taken advantage of her at some point, something like that. Also, literally, Jake is the worst. Like when he comes up, I know a mile away.
When he was like, you want to wear that?
Oh my God. But he's got this Mr. Nice Guy act where he's like the popular star quarterback. Everybody, all the moms love him. Everybody loves him. And he has this perfect act that that's why I was immediately suspicious of him. And I have to say that about halfway through the book, I was like, I'm convinced Jake did it because of the way he was like sociopathic vibe. Yeah. Where it's like he can be like so charming, but then he's like, oh, Addie, like, is that what you're wearing? Like he had
no, insane. And I also hated like when after he broke up with her, whatever, he invited her over. I was like, he's gonna try to kill her.
That was scary. Yes, I was also wondering like, what are you doing? It was
I was very suspicious.
Sociopath vibes. Yeah, he was sketched from the beginning. We also find out about Nate's home life, which was really sad. He was like living with his dad, who's a major alcoholic, very much an absent father. His mom, this whole story about his mom when he was like waiting on the porch with his suitcase.
Don't even get me started. That scene in like movies always gets me.
I know, because he like trusted her. Anyway,
his mom basically had drug issues as well and was trying to take him to live in a commune, and she was like, we're going to build a better life, and then never came home, and he actually never saw her again after that. And so he started telling people that she was dead.
Yeah, she wasn't, but that was really sad.
Yeah, it was very sad, but he does have his one true loyal fan, Stan, his
little bearded dragon. That's so funny. Stan. And also at the end when Stan's like and Bronwyn's like, can you just wave at me? That was cute. I think this is also the part where we find out she's cheated on her test. It's like we kind of found out everybody's secrets, because this is also when the Tumblr posts start, when it's like the thing about the Tumblr post that was interesting is it was like a POV of somebody who was in the room, which in hindsight, it was somebody in the room, but it was like, oh, you know, here's what happened, here's this and this, whatever. So that was all when that was starting.
I thought it was interesting, one, that it was like someone was in the room, but at some points I also felt like it was Simon. Like, wasn't it kind of meant to be Simon in a way?
I think so, or I think at least some of them were. I was kind of convinced that there was like a camera, like a hidden camera, is like how they knew what was going on in there.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was like really not ever fully convinced that it was one of the four. And I was going to be mad if it was one of the four, because since we were in their head, it wouldn't make any sense. So I was trying to piece together like, whenever things would come out, like the Tumblr post would come out, I'm like, are we getting to see everybody's reaction to it? Or, because it just wouldn't make sense if it's like Addie was like, oh my gosh, I'm so surprised, here's the post. It's like, obviously it's not her then. You know what I mean?
Yeah, true. But I also feel like they did, the author did a good job at kind of making you doubt each of them at some point, because at some point, or like whenever Addie says like, oh, large amount of peanut oil, it has to be pure, like it can't be whatever. It's like, I saw it on the Food Network. I was like, oh, you freaking psychopath.
I was like, why would you say that? Why would you say that? Think about that for 1 second. You know what kind of peanut oil would kill somebody with an allergy? The average person doesn't know that.
yeah, when Nate keeps like just being kind of an asshole to Bronwyn and they're
Mm.
like flirting or whatever, but it just I don't know, I feel like I did for one hot second. Like don't tell him that I said this, but like don't tell him. I did doubt him. He's like, "Oh, I'm not as good as she thinks I am." And I was like, "Oh my God."
Yeah. The problem I think is that everybody did clearly have some type of motive where it's like they all had a
Yeah.
secret that was out. I thought Nate had the least amount of motive because the secret was like, oh, he's a drug dealer. And it's like, well, yeah, no shit. Like we've been knowing that. So that one felt
Yeah,
like
but
it
also
was,
I kind of felt like he wasn't even supposed to be there. You know?
oh, true. Cause like he was just going to have detention anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true.
That's why there wasn't like a ton to him there anyway,
Mm-hmm.
which was just sad. I guess like wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah. Very interesting. Um,
But basically, like after the Tumblr posts start being sent out, the memorial for Simon takes place, and basically the entire school shows up, and all four of the murder gang are there as well. Nate with his parole officer, or what is it, probation officer.
mm-hmm.
The parents, Addie is there with Jake, and then Cooper's there with his parents or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
or by himself. They each get taken by a detective who's starting to investigate the case and just kind of being like, just so you know, this was Simon's post before he died. Like, this was meant to go live the day after. So
Mm.
each one of you guys has a reason to. The other people in the room are also seeing this. Like, they have their own secrets. So they're trying to, like, pin them against each other, which
Mm-hmm.
is so annoying. But I did at one point, I think it was Addie that remembered like, oh, they said I could leave at any point, so
Mm-hmm.
I'm literally gonna leave right now.
Yeah.
And she like gets up and leaves. I always thought it was an asshole move of Jake, who we already hate, to be like, oh, okay, yeah, sure, I'll see you later, Addie. Like, go with the cop. Like, hello, you're
Yeah,
not going with her.
right. I know. Well, now that we know, he was trying to frame her, so he's like, "Yeah, go ahead."
Yeah, yeah. I can't believe they're gonna put it all on her because he hated her.
I hate him. I hate him.
I hate him.
I hate him. Yeah, and then this is also when we found out that the what everybody, because like we already kind of knew what everybody was getting framed for, but Cooper's was that he was doing, you know, some type of like whatever performance enhancing drug for his baseball, which we later find out was a cover up for the real secret. But
Yeah.
that was also interesting because I was kind of wondering before we found that out. It was like, oh, well, is he doing like steroids or whatever? But his
When
dad
his
was the worst too.
I know his dad was the worst.
And
I
Addie's
thought
mom,
it was
like all these
suspicious.
parents were awful.
I know. Except for Bronwyn's mom, I guess. Her
Yeah.
dad was kind of like annoying, but
Yeah, I mean, both of
yeah,
them
all
were.
the
It
parents
was
were
just like
annoying.
high achieving parents that they had like too much expectation on her. But I feel like they were at
Yeah.
least the ones that were the most supportive and like in on the investigation
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
everything.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
true.
Ooh, yeah, that was interesting. Interesting. And then
So,
obviously, you know, the secrets
yeah,
start coming out a little bit now.
yeah. Basically, everyone kind of is like, oh, I got to confess now because there's literally no other option. Like, this is supposed to come out, and if it doesn't come out, it'll probably come out at some point. So that's when Bronwyn tells her parents on the way home, like, I did indeed cheat.
Mm-hmm.
And her secret was that she cheated on her math tests for probably the entire school year because she
Chemistry, I think
found
it was.
her teachers like, yeah, chemistry. What did I say?
Math.
Oh, sorry, her chemistry
Same
test.
same
I
difference.
hated chemistry.
I liked chemistry. I didn't take an
I
advanced one
hated
though.
it.
I just took regular because I was bad at science.
Oh, I took regular. I was gonna take AP, and I was like, you know what? No.
Yeah, I took AP Bio, and that was mistake number one. And so I was like, I cannot take AP Chem.
Oh yeah, no. Oh, I hate chemistry. Anyway, she cheated on her tests, and obviously that is illegal. Is cheating illegal?
I don't think it's illegal. I think
Frowned
it just
upon?
goes on your permanent record. I cheated in third grade once. That was really the only time I ever cheated, though. I wasn't a big cheater otherwise. I feel like a lot of people cheat though, low key.
I feel like I kind of always try. So here's the thing. So I need glasses to see far away. So if I didn't have my glasses in like in college, I never really had them. Even if I tried to cheat, I couldn't see.
Into somebody else's
Like,
paper.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
so
yeah. I
funny.
couldn't see that far away, so it never worked.
Yeah, no. I was scared straight after my third grade episode when I wrote the times
Yeah.
tables to 6 times 7 and 6 times 8 on my hand.
Oh, like cheated like that. Oh, I
Yeah.
guess mine was like trying to copy off someone, but like I'm blind as a bat.
No, I mean, I feel like every once in a while everybody does a little, but that wasn't like, I wasn't a regular cheater, but no. In third grade, I remember, do you remember we had to do those timed sheets with times tables on them?
Yes, I love that shiz.
Oh my God, I hated it because I'm genuinely so bad at math and I also have a really bad memory for memorization. And so it was like public shaming, honestly, because everybody would flip their papers over when they were done. And I was always the last one because I was like genuinely stupid. So I'm sitting there and I was so embarrassed. So my friend and I, she convinced me, that's what it was, to write the answers on my
listen
hand.
to her. She got peer pressure.
No, let me tell you. She convinced me to write 6 times 7, 6 times 8 on my hand. Couldn't even tell you what the answer of those is today because I'm traumatized. And so then I'm sitting there and I'm like, and of course I get caught. So the teacher comes over to me and I go, I'm such a narc. The first thing that she says, or the first thing that I say is I was like, well, she's got it on her hand too.
Nikki.
I sold her out quick because she told me to do it.
Snitches get stitches.
Yeah. And the teacher was like, well, I didn't catch her. I caught you. So she didn't even get her in trouble. And I had to go to the principal's office and I had to write an essay about why cheating is bad. And my dad had to come pick me up. And he was very disappointed. And he was like, why did you cheat? And I was like, because I was embarrassed. So he would do flashcards with me because he didn't want me to do it.
Oh,
yeah.
That's sweet.
Yeah. And I was like, I don't like math. And I was traumatized ever since. So there you go. Third grade. Don't do it. Don't be honest,
I used to
kids.
love the times tables. But if you said, Mariana, I'll pay you $1 million right now, what is 6 times 7? I couldn't tell you. Okay. 48? No.
Yeah, I think it's or 42. It's one of the 40s. And then 6
42.
times 8 is 56.
That's 7 times 8.
Oh. See, yeah, I have no idea.
Calculator.
I could only do
Okay.
I'm really good at my 2s and my 5s, okay?
Okay.
6 times 8
7
is 56.
8
That sounds
times
right.
6. Oh, 8 times 6 is 48. Okay, yeah, so 7 is 42.
Wait a minute. Wait.
7 times 6 is 42.
42. And then times 7 is 48. Oh, wait, no. Times 8 is 48.
8 times 6.
Okay, well, then what's
really
8 times 7?
56.
Okay. Dang. Yeah, no, I don't know. Although I did learn the thing about 9s where you count like this.
I don't know that, but I think I know my time 9s well enough.
I think there's like a secret with the knuckles where you like, I don't know it.
I know 7 times 3 is 21. I don't know.
Ooh, yeah. I'm not very good. Anyways, long story short.
Anyway.
I'm a cheater.
Anyway, Simon's dead.
Confess. And Simon's dead. Okay. So this was around the time when the Tumblr post, I think, came out because, Addie also told Jake that she cheated. And of course, he already knew.
Yeah, so everything
liar.
is coming out.
Yeah.
Everything's coming out. Cooper's telling his dad, like, that's not true, which, I mean, he was being honest. That wasn't true. He wasn't juicing up. He was doing something else.
Which I wonder
anyway,
if that was even, if that's like not like if that's frowned upon, not allowed, what he was doing. Because his dad basically convinced him to not really pitch his very, very best junior year. So that by the time senior year came around, it was like a big, woo, look how much he's improved.
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't see how that's necessarily a bad thing. Like, it's just a risk, you know?
I don't think it is.
Like,
Yeah.
if you don't
Yeah,
perform
I
well
don't
enough
think it
junior
is.
year, maybe you won't be on the radar for senior year. But that seems
Yeah.
weird to me.
I did think it was weird, but then the way they positioned it, like when he went to the showcase and he did really well, and that's a big jump. And I was like, oh, maybe he is. Maybe he's doing something else.
That's what I was wondering.
Well,
Sketchy.
weird.
I'll
So yeah,
keep that in
so
mind.
Addie goes over to Jake's house and is like, I should probably just tell him before he finds out. And she ends up telling him that her and TJ slept together last summer before school, which Jake turns into a literal psychopath and is like yelling at her. I almost thought he was gonna hit her.
I thought he was too, because he was hitting the wall, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He was like punching the wall over and over. She's freaking out because then his hand is bleeding. He's freaking out, which, like, rightfully so. Like, I mean, she cheated, so like obviously he's gonna be upset, you know. But especially now, knowing that he like already knew about it and was just
I know.
acting, it's like that is so scary.
Terrifying.
Yeah.
And he also said something that I guess he was like, you ruined everything. Like, you ruined everything for us.
Yeah.
Where it's like, did he mean, like, you're going to have to go to jail, girl? Like, because you're coming
I think
forward with it.
so.
Like, if you would have just not said anything. And poor girl is, like, lost. She's like, I don't know who I am without Jake. I don't know what I'm doing in my life. Like, I did feel for her, poor thing.
But it was so hard because her sister even was like, dude, you haven't been yourself and you just go along with everything he says. And she's, of course, defensive of him because she loves him or whatever. But then I don't know if it was when exactly or later, but she literally went and cut all her hair off. I was shocked.
Yeah, that's later.
Yeah, I was like, don't do it because he loved her hair so much.
Yeah.
Which, like, honestly,
insane. So
power to you.
So that is part 1 of the book where we're like figuring out everybody's character. It's like they have a lie, but they also have another lie. Like they each have 2 lies.
Yeah.
Like it's weird.
Yeah.
It's like they have one that's like top secret and then one that's like, okay, whatever. Like this really sucks. But
yeah.
Except for Nate. Like what was Nate's lie?
Nate really didn't have any lies. Nate was a sweet little boy and he just had a little crush on his little girl. So
he is a drug dealer though. Like let's not forget that.
Well, I mean, he wasn't doing anything crazy. Like he was only dealing like what? Weed and pills,
I think,
like painkillers. So like nothing crazy.
And I guess he wasn't taking any himself.
Yeah, he was tempted to though a couple times, which was really sad.
Yeah.
But he was strong because he knew how much it like ruined his own family. So
yeah.
But yeah, okay, so part 2 is when I feel like the main part of part 2 was Nate and Bronwyn and their little love
that's
story.
why I was like, it's a lot of nothing, but it's a lot of love.
Yeah. It was cute. And I feel like all of us in Fable were like, oh, we like them. Like this, it was like the most exciting part of like, oh, they're so cute. Because when they were like doing all their phone calls on the burner phone. And I really liked how they had that history there. So it felt more real. And also it was kind of almost when they were like, oh, we're going to be boyfriend and girlfriend or whatever, it felt 0 to 100. But if you spend hours, you know, like when you first have a crush on somebody and you literally spend hours with them on the phone or like you're texting them until like 3 a.m. every night, that's like how you really get to know somebody. So I could see how it would go so fast like that because A, they already knew each other and B, they like were like.
And yeah, they knew each other from when they were little. Like Nate kind of goes some flashbacks of like his mom would even tell him when she was like Bronwyn is so pretty, like isn't she? And he's like, well, no, duh, like of course.
Yeah.
And when they were together in like the church's nativity scene, and he like played a prank on her because he just wanted to rile her up. Like, yeah, he stole baby Jesus.
Yeah, I liked reading about them. I didn't find it as compelling as like the actual murder mystery of it all, but like the 2 of them were cute to read about because I thought they were sweet together.
I think I said this in the beginning. At this exact moment in part 2, I was like, oh, he better not have freaking killed Simon. Like I would have been so upset. Yeah. If it was him, or even if it was Bronwyn, or if it was him and he was betraying Bronwyn, like I would have been so sad.
By this point, I was like, either none of them did it or one of them did it in some sort of like accomplice-y way. Like I didn't think any of them were like the mastermind behind it. I figured maybe Addie like agreed to slip the stuff in his drink, but then felt bad about it because someone else put her up to it. Like I figured that I didn't think it was going to be any of them because they seemed genuine about it.
I kind of felt like if it was going to be any of them, it would have been Addie. Like,
yeah, I thought so too. Yeah. Well, she just seemed like she had the most motive out of anyone.
Yeah. Or like easy enough to persuade.
Yes.
To like go along with things.
Totally.
And I guess that's kind of how they made her out to be as well.
Yeah.
But that after one of my favorite parts, which is so random, is when they come back to school and everybody knows that Addie cheated on Jake with TJ, and he's like on his way out because Jake punched him in the face. And he goes, oh, well, like, if you have nowhere to sit next time, like, just come and sit with me. Like, let's give him something real to talk about. And I was like, oh, like, obviously I hate him because they cheated. But, like, throughout the whole book, it seemed like he kind of had her back.
Yeah, he did. He seemed sweet. Did we ever find out how Simon knew about it? Because they were just kissing on the beach? Because it didn't seem like TJ told anyone.
We did find out, but I can't remember.
I think that they were just like, oh, we were on a public beach, like anybody could have seen us. And he like had eyes everywhere, it seemed like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
Oh, and Vanessa was a real bitch. I hated her.
Ugh,
When she like tripped her, that was evil.
I know.
Ugh.
I kind of liked when Addie's character starting to like morph into like a badass. This is where she goes, and she throughout the whole book, and I feel kind of similar to her because she's like, my hair is everything. Like my hair is perfect. Like it's my personality. It's my best
So you're
quality.
calling your
Like
hair perfect, beautiful.
no.
It's your best quality. Got it.
Yes, like I love my
Yeah,
hair.
me
Like when
too.
I was going bald, I was like sad. And so
Yeah, me too.
I think it showed a lot about her character when, yeah, Nikki, your long locks.
Yeah. My luscious,
When
thick hair.
she starts like riding her bike with her sister and kind of like reclaiming her independence a little bit. When she goes over to Jake's house at one point, he's like, "Why are you riding a bike?" And she's like, "I literally don't have a car. You used to drive me everywhere."
Yeah, literally.
And so she decides to, you know what? I'm chopping off my hair. And she goes to Supercuts and she takes the scissors, and nobody wants to cut her hair because apparently her hair is really nice. And she takes it and she chops it and she goes, "Okay, can you fix it now?"
Crazy. I was like,
but I did start to kind of warm up to her.
that haircut scene though made me think that she was involved, because I was like, that was like a very manic thing to do. Like I was really like, oh, she's having a breakdown right now. Because like to go in there on a split, it wasn't even like a premeditated thing. It was like a split decision, and they said no. And it normally, I feel like somebody would be like, yeah, that's probably true. She was just so like distraught about it. She was like, fine, whatever, just snipped her hair off. And I was like, oh my God, like this girl is
Yeah, I
unstable
kind
right
of
now.
didn't think that she was going crazy. I just kind of thought that she was going through it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's the breakup haircut. I get it.
No, literally, I thought that. And then she starts like dyeing her hair. But this is again a kind of a lot of random things happen. So Bronwyn's sister starts playing a bigger role in the whole book because we learned in the beginning that Maven, I think
Maeve, I think.
Maeve, um, Maeve, when she was younger, had leukemia, so she kind of struggled and was sick for a really long time. So that's also kind of fed into Bronwyn trying to be perfect because her sister was sick. She didn't want to give her parents another thing to like worry about. So she starts to kind of work with Maven or May. What is it?
Maeve, I think. Yeah, you
Maeve. She starts to work with I have Maven in all my notes.
Yeah.
I kept saying. She starts to work with Maeve because turns out Maeve herself is a little bit of a hacker, and she gets dropped off at the library while Bronwyn goes on a run. And while she's at the library, she hacks
She's in her
into
sleuthing.
Simon's old like portal where he had all of his stories kind of queued up, and they can see like there was previous posts and everything as well. But I kind of thought that was suspicious how big of a role she started to play and how invested she was, even though we knew that he wrote about her at one point and kind of had shitty things to say. Like we didn't know exactly what that was quite yet. I just kind of felt like, okay, like why is she invested? And I was going to be sad because, I'm a sister's girl.
Well, once she was like, I got into the account. I'm like, girl, you're a hacker. Like, don't do this to me.
I know.
I thought that she was suspicious. But,
Yeah.
once again, me and my super sleuthing skills listing every single character in the book. Maybe we should pay attention to this one. So that was Maeve's turn for this like era of the book. But yeah, when a while ago he talked about her on the site, what did he say again? It was just kind of like she was like right after she was sick, she went to a party and got drunk and was trying to like flirt with this guy, and it was like a big he made her out to be like this big
embarrassing,
loser.
and she like threw up and like danced on the tables and stuff, just like regular freshman year activities for her.
Yeah. And so Bronwyn logged in and was like, you need to go die. I was like, girl, that's not gonna look good for you.
I know. But I thought it was interesting. So they're at the library and she's showing her, like, I have access. But I also found that Simon was, like, a major player in other Tumblr forums where people were, like, talking about um apparently there had been like a school shooting on the in the book beforehand,
Oh,
and they
yes.
never talked about it really, but it was just that like he had commented and been like, this needed to be more creative, which I thought was insane.
He was on what site was it? 4chan or whatever?
4chan, yeah, or something like that.
Which is like a what do you even call that? Like grifters? Is that the right word? Of like people who go on there and like talk about that kind of stuff? I don't know. It was really weird, and I saw somebody else, I think it was Emily in our chat, that was like it all felt a little too topical. So
Yeah,
it was a weird thing to be reading about, because obviously this book seemed to have been written a while ago. It felt very
yeah,
like 2012 to me, I think
yeah.
was when it was written. So you could tell that it was like written a while ago, at least enough to where they're talking about iPod Nanos and Tumblr and Facebook and stuff. But
Yeah, true.
that was a bit spooky to read about, especially with like everything that's been going on lately. It was very like, ooh, this hit a
It was
little
too
too
close
close
to
to home.
home. I
So,
felt that too.
and I feel like that hearing about that should have tipped me off, like, oh, this guy was the problem, because like who, like, I'm sorry, he was on the forums like talking about school
Yeah,
shooters and stuff. Like that is
yeah,
such a red flag. So
yeah.
that should have, I feel like now I'm like, oh, that should have tipped me off a little bit more that he was involved in his own death.
I kind of, I don't, I maybe didn't think he was involved, but I thought like he was very unwell, like
Very.
more so than just having a school blog and exposing people's secrets. It was
Mm-hmm.
like evil.
Yeah.
So that's when she discovers that, and she's like going through it and like finding stuff, and essentially I think it's during all of this that the media starts coming to the school and trying to interview each and every one of them. They interview a bunch of students, and then they end up getting a segment in like a very I don't actually know what the show was.
Oh, yeah. I forget what it was
McMichael or
called, but it
something?
was like the popular, it was like kind of like Dateline, where
60
it was like a
minutes or whatever. Yeah.
popular like topic of, you know, it was like a
Yeah.
national show.
So they get like a segment in the national show, and then it becomes like a recurring thing. So that's when like they all start kind of sneaking out the back, and like a little bit of the romance between Nate and Bronwyn, where he like helps her escape basically. That's kind of when all of that is happening at once. I feel like the big news outlet thing really blew things even more out of proportion than it was before.
Mm-hmm.
She cuts her hair, and then it ends up being that, I think you said this already, Nikki. Bronwyn had commented on Simon's post saying
Yeah.
like "fuck off and die, Simon," and that's kind of ties all of that up.
Yes. And this is also when we found out Cooper's gay,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
which
Oh, I said
I
shocker,
didn't,
and Nikki said I actually didn't pick up on this.
nope, didn't pick up on it. But sweet. I loved Cooper. So
Yeah,
I
he was
love that for
fine.
him.
He
And
just
he was like
was
a
like
little
had issues
Southern
with his dad or
boy.
whatever.
Yeah. He's like a
I
big
know.
Southern baseball player, and he's a little gay, and I love that for him. Sweet. And
Yeah,
his Nana, she was so sweet.
I
And she's
know.
like, "You don't like that girl." Like,
She's
being
annoying.
honest. Yeah, she was like, "I'm sorry, you don't like her." So
I
Nana
know.
clocked the Nana's gaydar was right.
I know. Wise that woman was.
Love her. So now are we into part 3?
Yeah.
This is when Nate's mom came back. That was crazy.
Yep.
Which
Yeah.
he kind of, she had been gone for what, at least like 6 years, I think it was.
A while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he didn't really think he was going to see her again, which is why he told everybody that she was
She
dead.
said.
Because honestly, I get it. He like figured she was at this point. He hadn't heard from her at all. But him and Bronwyn were going back to his house, and then his mom was there. And so he was like, bye-bye. Like, let me go talk to my mom or whatever.
Yeah.
And this is, their romance is continuing to bud at this moment,
Yes.
just
She like invites him over to watch a movie in person, as they do on his little baby phone, and of course they start making out.
I love that for her. I was like, honestly, you go girl. Because he
I
was just
know.
like a little
Very sweet.
playboy, and she was like a sweet little innocent girl, and he just like really liked her so much.
Yeah.
So
And
sweet.
I think this is when we find out. So in part two, at the end of part two, literally last page, we find out that Cooper is gay. So this is when Cooper goes back to school and everyone's being mean, and he goes and tells Addie, because I think he says like, I want to be able to tell at least one person myself. I know.
Because he got
very
outed.
sad.
That was so messed up. And even the police,
So
they were like,
messed up.
you can't do this. And then the police just like got it out anyways, right?
Yeah. I did
Stupid.
appreciate that guy from the news segment was like PO'd about it.
Mm-hmm.
And so he walks into the cafeteria and everyone's like quiet, and someone yells like something about your boyfriend, and they're like, you being gay. And he doesn't know what to do. Nate walks up beside him and is like, you guys are all big fat losers. Like, what the heck are you talking about? Like,
Yeah.
you're all so embarrassing. Vanessa, you literally have tried to touch every single boy in this school. And one guy goes, not me.
Yeah. The little nerdy kid is like, not me.
Yeah, very
Oh,
sweet. He like stands
Nate.
up for him. Yeah.
That was sweet. Because they're like
That was
starting to
sweet.
become a little like friendly group now in a way.
Yeah.
It's like the four of them, and then also what's her face, Janae, his old friend, because none of them really have anyone else at this point.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess one big character that they talked about her in part two, I think a little bit, but Janae was Simon's best friend. And when Addie was kind of going through everything, she like waltzed into the bathroom one day and she heard Janae crying, and she basically was like, it's going to be okay, gave her some tissue, and Janae was like talking to her, confiding in her a little bit, and then they parted ways. But they remained friendly, so Janae is now sitting at the lunch table with them.
Yeah.
It's like they've kind of have formed their own little group now, because I guess I could kind of see that. It's like they're the only ones that they could trust, and they were the only ones that were there. So
Yeah.
very fair.
Yeah. That scene, I felt so bad for Cooper, but it's nice how he had like Addie to confide in, and like she had him to confide in with the Jake stuff, and it felt like the four of them were getting closer, which I liked. And then obviously within this, I mean, it's the final part in the book, but they started to kind of work together to be like, okay, let's pull our heads together and see what these people are missing, because obviously like stuff is starting to go wrong. So
I thought it was interesting that like, and maybe this makes sense, but we did get snippets of the police detectives kind of going through everything, but I guess it would have been also kind of nice to get like a third party narrator of like, this is what the police is looking at.
the omniscient narrator
Of the kids.
perhaps.
Yeah. Yeah. But
did we talk yet about Janae going to Addie's house?
no, you can talk about it.
Yeah, this was interesting too, because this is around the time when they started to become friends. And she asked her if she could come over. She was like, oh, do you want to hang out? Which Addie was like, oh, that's a little weird. And she goes, oh, but my mom like has book club, so can I come to your house? And I was like, okay,
Sure.
why are you inviting yourself over to her house? And then she goes over there and was in her bedroom and like sitting, being weird. And she's like, oh, can I have some like water or whatever? Addie goes down to get her stuff. She comes back and she was already like, okay, I don't feel well. I gotta go. Oh my God. I was like, you've planted something. You planted something. You moved something. You
I thought it
stole
was
something.
like I thought it was a camera and she was a weirdo.
No, for sure. I was like, at that point, then I was like, okay, well, Janae's in on it. Like, this is like sketchy. Like, who's my newest suspect? You know what I mean? Like,
You're like, who? Yeah.
I thought either she took something incriminating that Addie had, or she was planting something there to either like spy on her, to make her look guilty, whatever.
See, I kind of thought she was like in love with her.
Oh, really? Yeah, maybe because she was like
I don't
kind of
know.
like in love with Simon, and then now she's like in love with Addie because she's like a stalker crazy.
Yeah, I don't know, I guess. But I also thought like I definitely thought she had put like a camera, or that she had taken something to put somewhere else
Totally.
to make it look like Addie was there.
Yeah, super sketchy.
I know.
Weird.
So kind of like we were saying, they're all starting to be friends, and Bronwyn is the one that suggests like, okay, let's all get together and put all of our ideas in one place and try and figure this out, because nothing is happening and all of us are getting blamed and it's ruining everybody's lives and people hate us and there's always news outlets and like this is just not right. So they end up at this abandoned house / new development estate is how I saw it, because that's where
Oh.
Nate was leaving her burner phones in like the empty houses. It's like they're doing new development and nobody lives there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So they end up there and they're all kind of thinking, what the frick is happening? Like, I don't know. Nobody has any ideas. They're all kind of turning on each other. And then, what?
Sorry, I just thought of that TikTok audio that's like, what the freak, Chris Ross, punch Chris Ross in the penis. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
I forget exactly how it goes, but the real ones will know. Anyway, continue.
I don't know. I was like, why are you laughing at me? I also did say a whole bunch of nothing. So, like, yeah, it makes sense.
No.
So all of that happens. And then they all go home. And then they find out that
My Shayla.
that night, my sweet Shayla, Nate has been arrested. And they're like, wait, what the friggin' frick? Like, we were just with him and he did not do this.
Mm-hmm.
So Maeve tells Bronwyn, like, you gotta come see the news. And on the news, plastered on the TV, is him being, like, handcuffed and taken out. Like,
Her lover.
my heart dropped to my butt. Like,
Me too.
I was like, no.
I was like, it can't be true. Because I also was like,
know.
we're not close enough to the end of the book. Like, this, they don't have the right guy.
Yeah. But the epilogue was pretty long, I must say.
It was.
So Bronwyn is like, no, this is my sweet, sweet boy. He did not do a single thing. And she fights for him like there's no tomorrow. Like,
Yeah.
props to that girl, and I need her on my team because she ends up reaching out to Eli, who we didn't mention him at all before, but like he's kind of a character throughout. He is part of a pro bono like law firm that is part of the like advisors on that big television show that we can't remember the name of.
Oh, is that what he was from? I
And
couldn't
she-
even remember where we had met him before. When she's like, I'm going to call Eli. I was like, who the heck is Eli?
So he works pro bono for that law firm where she was telling Nate in the beginning, like, they do free stuff, like, you can't afford it, so like let's get you some help.
Yeah.
And he's like, I have literally no time, you little dumb high school girl. Like, I can't take this. However, she does end up convincing him just for some time. They go with Nate's mom, and she tells him everything that happened. She ends up saying that basically the school found Simon's water bottle, all of the EpiPens, and like a ton of evidence in Nate's locker, which everyone knows that, like, first of all, Nate doesn't even go to school. Second of all, he always leaves his locker open. And like, third, he's the easiest target because he has no one on his side, which is really sad. And they said it from the beginning, like, he will be the scapegoat for whatever ends up happening because everyone else has like rich parents and people, I guess, like on their team except for him.
Well, and they also already had searched his locker, right?
Yeah.
When they found out like that this all happened because they were looking for drugs. And it's like, why would he bring that stuff back to school? But then they also searched his house and found the computer. Simon's like old computer.
Yeah. And so the mom basically says, like, his locker was always open. Fair. The house is literally never locked. The door lock probably doesn't even work. So people could have gotten in and like planted anything that they wanted just to make it seem like it was him. Which just broke my heart because I was like, literally so many people, like, this happens to people all the time. Where you just like are wrongfully accused and like there's nothing anyone, you don't have any help.
No, the lawyer that was given to him didn't even contact him. He was like, had no resources to fight this, whereas everybody else had all these resources. So he was just kind of like screwed. But it was really nice that all the other three like really did believe in him, and so they were like, okay, we don't think that he's the one who did this. So she, especially Bronwyn, like, she was obviously really able to help out with that.
Yeah.
So
and then that's when they call another meeting of the minds. And they're like going through everything and all the evidence, and they're like, okay, let's try rereading all of the Tumblr posts. Like, there's probably something there. This person is like watching us, so like maybe we can pick something up. And I caught on to this in the moment that it might be something important, but I also think everything is important. Did you catch on to the thing that Addie notices that is wrong? Because from the Tumblr post, everything is usually pretty accurate. Like, the person is around them. And one of the details is about how at some point Addie told Jake, like, oh yeah, we were all in the getting questioned, and like there was like the police had a bunch of donuts. And she's like, and like
I
you see like her italicized thoughts is like, I don't know why I just lied, but like whatever. Jake doesn't care anyway.
yeah.
And then that gets added as one of the details to the
Oh my
Tumblr
god.
post, and she's like, "Oh my
We
god!"
caught them all. Literally, once she said that, and it was the one that was on the Tumblr post, I was like, I was like, we
Yeah,
got him. Because I knew, I knew Jake was involved. And that was either he was somehow involved, of like either he blabbed to somebody or he was involved. And spoiler alert, Jakey was involved.
I hate him. Oh,
The worst. That was crazy.
anyway,
This is also when they go through and they did all that deep diving. Bronwyn was like, okay, we really need to figure out about the car accident. She was like really hyper fixated on that, which I was like also like, yeah, why is nobody else talking about this? Because that was weird. So then she gets from Cooper's friend's brother some information about one of the cars that was involved, because like they know through somebody who has a body shop,
the auto shop or whatever.
Yes. So she goes to the neighboring school. She like parks outside, waits for this guy by his car, and she starts chit-chatting with him, and she kind of finds out like, okay, he was paid by somebody to get into this car crash. He was like, oh yeah, you and your friend, I'll give you $1,000 each, whatever, if you get into this car crash and like do this for me as a prank. And the guy's like, okay, whatever, but I've been keeping it to myself because I was like, I don't know if this is illegal. Like I didn't want to get myself involved in the case, blah, 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 which like also like, dude, turn this in. Like, what is wrong with you?
I know, that was crazy.
But Bronwyn's like, oh, he's got dark hair and blue eyes. Perfect. It's Jake. And the guy's like, no, it was Simon.
I know. I literally was like,
yeah. That was crazy.
that was insane.
Mm-hmm.
And also, like, when she was like, oh my God, it's Jake. Like, of course it's Jake, blah, blah, blah. I kind of was like, yes. And then she's like, maybe it's Nate. Like, oh my God. And then she's like, oh, let me show you a photo. And he's like, oh, you don't need to. Like, he's been all over the news.
I was like, well, Jake
Simon, and I
hasn't been all over the news. Because even though she was like, oh, they posted a picture of him and Addie and whatever, I was like, well, he wouldn't have recognized him from that. But when he said Simon, I was like, uh-oh.
No.
Uh-oh.
That's insane.
So then it's like everybody was kind of putting two and two together. This is when isn't this when they got again together with Chris there as well? And he so kind of figured it out.
They start doing like post-it notes, which I feel like we would totally do, just like writing everything down.
Yeah.
And being like, how is, like, these are all the facts. Like, how are these tied together? Red string, like, kind of putting everything together.
It's that guy like this with the alien. Like,
I know. And Chris, who's Cooper's sweet, sweet love, he's the one that's like, okay, well, Simon was depressed. So that's one thing we know. And Simon was also there. Mm-hmm. Like, let's think about that, you guys.
He had a motive.
And I think that's when they realize, that's when they realize Simon actually killed himself. And then they're like, well, why were we all four there? They couldn't figure out why each of them was there and why each of them was involved. Which I thought was like, I don't know, it's just sad. Like,
yeah,
I understand, and like he was definitely a psychopath, but it is still sad.
Well, it was his way of performing. It's like all of the things that have been happening recently with the school shootings, because it's like instead of him doing what everybody else does, which is show up, shoot a bunch of people, and then shoot yourself, he didn't want to do that. But he wanted to take other people down, and he wanted to take himself down. So he devises this plan. And then, of course, we find out later, too, the whole manifesto thing, where it's like he had this whole grand plan to leave it in limbo for a year and get everybody arrested. And then later it'll come out like, here's what the plan was. But he was mad at all these different people because Cooper like blacklisted him from the homecoming party. So he was mad about that. Jake, found out that Simon had rigged the homecoming votes. So he like...
That's how he was involved.
That's how he was involved. And Simon kind of blackmailed him into it, right? With the Addie stuff. Because he told him about the cheating, whatever. Addie had cheated on Jake. Nate hooked up with Keely, who Simon really liked and was obsessed with. And then Bronwyn, Simon knew she cheated and he was mad because like she was taking away his academic opportunity and like wasn't going to get scholarships and stuff because she was the higher performing student. So we had all these reasons to want everybody in there. So he was like, oh, perfect. Like, I'll take myself down and be out of this miserable life that I hate while also taking all of you down with me. And then Addie is going to be like the end all be all suspect and like the main one who's going to get flack for this. But everybody else's secrets are going to come out at the same time. So it was like the perfect way to take
Which I thought
down.
was crazy.
Yeah. But it's crazy because it was like a genius plan. And that's the thing is he wanted to become this famous household name and he wanted other people to emulate him and for people to be able to say, wow, he was so smart and he was so this. And it's like, that is crazy behavior.
Yeah, I know. And all of this comes to light because Addie goes to Janae and is like, he did it himself? And she's like, yes. And so she tells him all of this. And Addie's like, okay, well, girl, you have to go to the police. Like, Nate is literally currently in juvie.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, no, I can't. I don't have evidence. And Jake keeps stalking me. And he'll come over when my parents aren't home. And he's threatening me. And he has me and in, like, recording with Simon. And he's, like, jiggered the audio where it sounds like I'm doing everything, blah, blah, blah. So Addie's like, okay, like, let's figure this out. Knock at the door.
Oh my God, this part, Jake. I was like, Addie, you really almost did it, girl. You are so dumb with her freaking Brianna ring back tone. I was like, girl, what are you doing?
I know. Janae's at the door with Jake trying to get him to spill the beans. Addie's recording with her phone. Her phone goes off. Only girl in the world.
That's how I was like, this has to be 2012 when this was written. Like, Rihanna, get out of here.
I know.
That was so funny.
And yeah, I mean, Jake hears a ringtone, is like, Addie, you little witch, runs after her. She books it through the freaking back door, running into the woods. Like, oh my God, I was like, I actually was terrified for her because I knew by then he was an actual psychopath. Mm-hmm. And he is like beating her up. Slaps her, punches her in the face, starts choking her,
slams her head into a rock.
Kill her. Yeah. And she's like unwell.
She's freaking out.
Kind of delirious. Mm-hmm. Then comes Cooper running, punches Jake cold out. Mm-hmm. The police are coming. Mm-hmm. All is well in the world.
Crazy. And so now, this is when things are wrapping up. Nate gets out of jail. Bronwyn, of course, immediately is like she didn't talk to him at all while he was in jail, which like I felt so bad for him because he was in that classic trope of like, she's better off without me because I'm toxic for her life and she's going to go to Yale and all this stuff and whatever. Like, he didn't want to talk to her when he got out of jail. She was really disappointed in that. Chris kind of now is like getting all the credit for it, and Cooper is Chris is getting like all of the credit, and then Cooper also because he came up and he saved the two girls, like he's getting a lot of credit. So all seems to be well.
Janae got a plea deal because she's helping with all the evidence.
Yes. So everything kind of winds down. We bump forward to the epilogue when finally we get a little bit of closure on Nate and Bronwyn. And they are able to actually, because she was kind of moving on, trying to like do her thing with that other guy she liked, whatever. But finally he was able to be like, okay, I realized that I should have given you, dealt with that better. Because he was really like, I was just having some trauma and some...
Yeah. Which, like, very fair, Nate. Like, don't you worry. We're right here.
I know. He's been through it. But she was honestly pretty understanding about it. Like, she was obviously hurt, but it's like the book ended with them, like, planning to hang out.
Maybe going to the movies together.
Yes. So we'll have to see. Yeah. I don't know if the next book, you guys, first of all, are going to have to let us know in the comments if you're going to continue the series, because I'm very interested to see if people want to keep reading it. But I think that the second book, to my understanding, was of different characters. So I'm curious if we ever get their story wrapped up, or if this was just
I felt good about how it wrapped up. Like, I feel like if we go through each of the characters and their development, like obviously with Cooper, MLB bound, still I think he got his head screwed on right. Like, now that he's out, he can kind of be himself. Obviously his dad still isn't 1,000%, but like it will slowly get better, and he's out with Chris and like they're happy.
Mhm.
Okay, fine. Addie turned into literally a little baddie.
Yeah.
Addie the baddie.
Yep.
And
And
I
everybody
like love
noticed
her.
it too. They were like, "Oh, it's so crazy
Yeah.
that she's become this like force now." When she was so
I
meek
know.
and quiet and like controllable before, now she stepped into herself. She cut her hair. She's taking charge. She's,
And she
being
went
more
to go live
involved.
with her sister because her mom is
Yeah.
like toxic as heck.
Ugh.
Like I felt good about that. And me
Yeah.
and the sister was like, sweetie pie.
Yeah, that was sweet.
And obviously Bronwyn is kind of having maybe a shift in perspective where she wanted to go to Yale and now she's like, maybe I want to stick around here and work with Eli like on the pro bono cases, trying to help people who are, not getting the help that they need.
Mm-hmm.
And so she might stick around. Who knows?
Mhm.
Nate obviously got a job and he's hopefully, turning things around and then they're going to get married and be in love forever. Yay!
Sweet.
So I think all in all, kind of crazy. I think it did hit a little close to home with everything going on right now. Well written, and I did enjoy it.
I did too. I felt like it was interesting, kind of like I mentioned before, and like you said, comparing this being written 10 plus years ago to now, how we're still seeing a lot of these like toxic masculinity, fragile masculinity. Because there was a quote in there also about like, it's like Jake was upset about getting cheated on, but it's like you don't see me doing. I think it was Ashton that was saying this is like, well, I got cheated on and all I did was like throw something at his head and like scream about it. Like I didn't try and ruin someone's full life and send them to jail. It's like this whole toxic masculinity thing. It's still very present now. So it was a very interesting take on like teenage mental health and like all those things. So I felt like it was a really good mix of super easy to read, fast paced, good character development, topical, but nothing too like triggering. Like it wasn't gory or crazy to read.
Yeah.
So I think this was like a perfect YA novel because it wasn't.
I think so too.
Like it wasn't. It was like an escape from the real world while also being part of the real world. I don't know how to describe it. I felt like it was a really good quick read that like kept me hooked the whole time.
And I think because it's considered YA, like when I was looking for it in the bookstore, they were like, oh, it's in the YA section. Some books I feel like have been, if you think about them now, like maybe miscategorized. Diamond died because he drank water that had peanut, and he had a peanut allergy. It was like very digestible for if you are a young reader, where you're not, traumatized forever. But yeah, it was interesting, I think, timing.
Yes, very interesting. Well, shall we share our overall ratings?
Yeah. I gave it a 4 because I did enjoy it. I feel like it was easy, but I feel like I was hooked the whole time. And I didn't read the ending. And usually I'm like, oh my God, I'm just going to read the ending. I gave it a 4. I think I can, if I reread it, like maybe I'll give it a 3 next time. But I think I had a lot of fun reading it.
Yeah. I know also would give it a 4. I keep comparing it to A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, which I think, enjoy that one a little bit better, but it was very similar in like pacing and vibe. So if you guys liked this one, I would say definitely go read that one. Both are just very like Pretty Little Liars vibes, which is something that I'm super into. And yeah, I really liked it. I felt like it was somewhat predictable and maybe not like life-changing. So I wouldn't give it a full 5-star, but overall I really liked it. Also, the audiobook was really good. I listened to some of it and read some of it. I did kind of a combo. But I liked the audio because they had a different narrator for each character, which like kept it felt really fast-paced in that way. Yeah. Yeah.
I do like that,
I loved it.
A different narrator. You know what it reminded me of also? I think the show's a little bit heavier, but 13 Reasons Why.
Oh, I never watched that, but it does sound similar to that. But yeah, we haven't even talked about how this has been a show, which I'm like dying to watch now. I feel like this would be the perfect show. So I'm very excited to watch it.
I think I'm going to watch it.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to start
maybe I'll watch it this weekend.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I can't wait.
Love. Well, you guys are going to have to let us know in the comments what you thought of this book overall. Anything that we've talked about, please put your 2 cents in because I feel like you need to let us know. Like, did you predict the twist? What are you feeling?
Yeah, I saw our girl Bailey was up in the Fable comments, so let us know. Let everybody else know what you thought.
Yes.
I can't wait to hear what everybody has to say. But should we tell them what like our next month's book is?
Guys, we have a really, really exciting book for next month. When we went into deciding what books we were going to offer up for voting for October, we were like, okay, obviously I feel like we've been kind of doing a lot of like mystery thrillers, but I feel like October really is like full spooky season. So we were like, we either want to do spooky fantasy, spooky thriller, mystery, or like a spooky dark romance. So those were the options. If you haven't been in our Instagram broadcast channel, that's where we do the voting for that, so make sure you join. You have to go to my profile to do it, but we have access like on last page, and Mariana,
maybe we can repost it again on
yeah,
the
we'll
stories.
repost it so you can see that. But drum roll please for the October book announcement. Yay! One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig. I'm so excited for this.
I'm so excited. So many people voted for this, so you guys all better freaking read with us.
I love the cover. It's very spooky, misty vibes. You've had this on your TBR. I've had this on my TBR.
I know.
So excited. So this is a fantasy. It is a duology. So this is the book one of two. And it's not super long. Let's see. It's like just under 400 pages. So it's a pretty good intro into like fantasy. It's not going to take you forever. So this is about a girl named Elspeth. Don't know how to pronounce it. Her name is Elspeth Spindle. And she lives in the kingdom of Blunder and has a monster called Nightmare that lives in her head. So I don't know if he's real. I don't know if he's fantasy, like what it is, but that's like this little guy that lives in her head. And he's basically an ancient spirit that protects her and keeps her secrets. So I think he's kind of like it's like genie in a bottle almost is what it sounds like to me.
Yeah.
So she's out and about one day and meets this mysterious guy on a forest road and ends up joining this really dangerous quest with him to help cure Blunder of the dark magic infesting it. So it turns out the guy is actually the king's nephew and is guilty of high treason. So he's like dangerous to be around. She's trying to figure out what's going on. And basically she has to unleash the monster within her to save her kingdom. So it sounds very interesting. It's kind of even hard to follow exactly like what's going on. It sounds like it's like a magical quest adventure type novel. From what I've heard, it's like very fantasy and like still a little bit of romance. So it's like light on the romance, more heavier on the fantasy, but I think it's got both.
Yeah.
So I think this will be a really fun one to read together. Very excited about it.
I'm excited. I literally have only heard good things about this book.
Me too.
So yeah, I hope everyone who has already read it will tune into the episode once we release it, if you have already. But if you haven't, like, please read with us.
Please.
I can't wait. I hope people like, I don't know, with fantasy, I feel like there's so many thoughts and there's so much world building that I just love to like be able to like picture it.
Totally. I think, don't quote me on this, but I think this might also be on Kindle Unlimited. Hopefully. I have the physical book.
I'll double check because I was on there earlier.
Yeah. Because I was like, I'm already planning. I'm like, this is something I know I'm going to need to be taking highlights of. But I have my physical book, which like I've never really annotated in a physical book, which I might need to start, for book club. But very excited to read that one.
I know. I might start to actually.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
I can't wait.
Yay. Well, make sure you guys, if you want to read along with us in October, we will link everything down below, Fable, all that stuff, so you can read with us. And make sure to follow us, subscribe on YouTube, follow us on Spotify, anywhere that you're listening. And yeah, thanks so much for joining us today.
I hope you guys enjoyed this month's book.
I really did a lot.
I did too. So I can't wait to hear.
Okay, guys.
Everybody,
love you. See you next time. Bye.